Globian Show.
Hi, welcome to the Globian Show.
I'm Globian.
And I'm Glory, and together we'll be making dishes inspired from all over the world.
I'm Globian. Oh, and I'll be helping Chef Glory prepare and cook in the kitchen, as well as try to offer interesting facts.
We'll be posting up these videos every other week, but throughout the week, we'll be posting videos about how to make desserts, drinks, and even side dishes. For today's video, we'll be making a dish inspired by Mexico! Alright, so for today's dish, we're going to be making some food inspired by Mexico. We'll be making some enchiladas. No, Globian, we're done with this part. Let's get your chef hat on and your apron.
You got it.
Alright guys, so like we said, we're going to be making a Mexican inspired dish. And the dish we're going to make today is enchiladas.
Fact. Hey, did you know enchiladas in Mexican means filled with chili?
Okay, but what if you don't fill the enchiladas with chili?
Well, they're covered on the outside with chili sauce.
Okay, I can see that. Well, thank you for that fun fact, Globian.
You got it, man.
Fix your hat there. Alright, so what we're going to do today is we're going to show you how to make the chicken and the sauce for the enchiladas. So for the chicken, what you're going to be needing is 3 chicken breasts. At least that's how many I'm using. We're going to be needing 4 cups of chicken broth, a small onion, only half of the onion though.
Why half?
I didn't want to use the full amount.
Okay.
And we're going to be having half a teaspoon of garlic salt, half a teaspoon of oregano,
Yep.
a garlic clove,
Garlic.
and a bay leaf.
Bay leaf.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, so now for the sauce that we're going to be making for the enchiladas, what you're going to be needing is 2 cups of chicken broth,
Okay.
a 1/4 of a cup of chili powder mix,
I love how it looks.
a 6-ounce can of tomato paste, a teaspoon of oregano.
Oregano. Hey. No turmeric this time?
No turmeric today, but we do have a teaspoon of cumin.
Okay.
We'll also be needing a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt,
Okay.
a tablespoon of flour,
Flour.
And-
You mean the ones outside?
no, not the ones outside.
Okay.
Okay, it's all-purpose flour.
Okay.
And we're also going to be needing 3 tablespoons of oil. I'm using olive oil.
Olive oil.
Okay, and now for the chicken mix that we're going to fill the enchiladas with, we're going to be using half a cup of corn.
Hey, fact.
What's the fact?
Apart from chocolate, corn was one of the things imported from Mexico to the rest of this country.
That's a great fact. Thank you, Globian.
You're welcome.
We'll also be needing 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. We'll be needing a teaspoon of cumin,
Cumin.
a teaspoon of chili mix powder.
I like how it looks, don't you?
Yes, I do. I like the color. And also we'll be needing a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt.
1/4? You mean a pinch?
A pinch.
Okay.
Yeah, a pinch. And now for the topping of the enchilada, I have 2.5 cups of Monterey Jack cheese.
Hey. Would you like to know something interesting?
Sure, Globian. What's the fact?
Monterey Jack cheese was developed in Monterey, California, by some Franciscan friars. Then a couple of years later, a businessman called David Jack produced the cheese. It was called Jack's Monterey cheese, which is later called Monterey Jack cheese. Get it?
That's a great fact. Thank you, Globian.
You're welcome.
And aside from the cheese, we're also going to be using a tablespoon of parsley, just to top it off with. Okay, so now to make the chicken, what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the stove to high. And we're going to be putting the 4 cups of chicken broth in the pot.
Okay.
All right, now we're also going to be adding the bay leaf, the onion,
Okay.
the garlic clove,
Let's get cooking.
the oregano, and the garlic salt. We're gonna bring this to a boil and then we're gonna add the chicken to it.
Okay.
All right, now that this is up to a boil, we're gonna be putting in the chicken breasts.
Okay, let's do it. Whoop. And there's the other one.
Okay, now we're going to cover this and we're gonna let this boil a little bit longer. We're gonna put it down to a simmer and we're gonna do that for about 15 to 20 minutes. I might even do it for 25 minutes depending on how well the chicken is cooked. All right, so now I'm gonna show you how to make a very easy enchilada sauce. We're gonna turn on our stove to medium heat. We're gonna put in our 3 tablespoons of oil.
Of course.
And we're gonna let this heat up for just a little bit. The next thing we're gonna be putting in is we're gonna put in all of our dry ingredients first.
Let's do it.
And then I know that we said we're gonna be doing 2 cups of chicken broth, but we're gonna split that in half. We're gonna put half of it after the dry ingredients so that they don't burn, and then we'll do the other half a little bit later, okay?
Change of plans.
All right, so now we're going to just put in the flour. And we're gonna mix that in. And you're gonna see this turn in a really cool, like lime color, like pine green almost.
I see.
It's kind of cool, right? And then you're just gonna kind of whisk that together until it's all incorporated. And then you're gonna see it kind of bubbling up a little bit. This is what you want to see to make sure that all the flour is incorporated.
You got it.
All right, so now we're gonna add the salt, the cumin,
Oh,
and the oregano.
I like the texture.
It does have a good texture here. And as you can see, it's sizzling a little bit. And now, you know, before we put in the last dry ingredient, which is the chili mix, this is actually where I'm gonna put half of the chicken broth.
That's madness.
Alright, so there's half of that. And I'm going to mix that just a little bit. Okay. Now we're gonna add the chili mix to it.
Oh, man.
Mix that in nice and good. That's a great color, don't you think, Globian?
Oh, I like how it looks. And this recipe of yours is great. I'll write it down.
Thank you, Globian. It's actually really easy to do. There's different ways of making this enchilada sauce.
Oh.
You can do it with chilies, tomatoes, raw ingredients, but this is actually a really good recipe. It's quick and easy. And now the very last ingredient is the tomato paste. So we'll put that in, and we will stir this in until it's all
I prefer when you make your sauce from scratch.
I like it as well. Now, there's nothing wrong with going to the store and buying a pre-made sauce. You know, if you're crunched for time, if you're getting out of work late, you know, or you just don't feel like making it from scratch. But this is really easy, so you can do this at any time. Also, usually, this amount that I'm making right now is actually good for 2 meals. You can store this, you can freeze it, and then use it next time.
For you and me.
Yeah, for you and me.
Okay.
All right, so now I'm just pouring in the last portion of the chicken broth.
Hey, it's smelling kind of good.
It smells amazing, actually. All right, so this is going, as you can see, it's all starting to come together. And then now that it's all incorporated, what we're going to do is we're going to put this on low, just so that it can stay nice.
How
and
low
hot.
can you go?
Alright, so this is all set. Alright guys, now something else that we haven't gone over yet, it's actually the tortilla, how we're going to prepare it in order for them to become soft and not break when you're filling it with the chicken filling. So what I have done here is I have put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a saucepan. We're going to put that into medium heat and we're going to let it get hot for a little bit before we drop the tortilla in there. There's other options though. You can put the tortillas in the microwave or in the oven for a few minutes so that they can get soft.
Hey,
yes?
Chef Gloria.
Yes, Globian.
Did you know that tortillas are traditionally made from corn? And what they do is they ground the maize into a soft paste, which they then roll to make traditional corn tortillas.
Wow, that's a great fact. Now, Globian, what is it called? That thing that they actually grind the ingredients in?
It's a stone bowl called, and I could get this wrong, a molcajete.
Very good. Yes, that is actually correct. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now I want you guys to see what this is looking like. Okay. So it's tortilla's starting to bubble up a little bit, and that's actually good. You don't want to keep it in there too much longer because it will start getting hard. And the point of doing this is so that it can get soft, and so that when we fill it, it doesn't tear.
There is a method to your madness.
There is. So now we're going to take this out, and we're just going to put it on a plate with some paper towels to take some of that oil off. And then we're just going to repeat that with all of our tortillas.
Okay, you got it.
Alright, so the chicken is done. I'm just going to take it off of the stove. And I'm going to put it over here on top of the little protector I have. And we're going to take out the...
Oh my God, so much smoke.
There's a lot of smoke. We're going to take out the chicken breasts and we're going to put them in a mixing bowl.
All 3 of them?
All 3 of them.
Okay.
Just like that.
Smells tasty. I appreciate you guys watching the show. If you have any comments or suggestions, let us know. Okay, thanks.
And now we're going to get about a cup of the same juice that we cooked the chicken in. And we're going to put it to the side here. Alright, so now in our mixing bowl where we have the chicken breast, we're going to pour in the cup of liquid.
Hey, can I help?
You can. Now we're going to put the spices, okay? So you can help me go ahead and which hand, or are you right-handed or left-handed? Okay. Okay, so now we're going to do...
Oh, there we go.
And there goes the chili powder. Here goes the salt.
Oh, there it is.
And lastly, the cumin.
Oh.
Very good. Thank you so much, Globian. You're such a big help.
You're welcome.
All right, and now we're going to be putting in the tomato paste.
I like tomatoes.
Do you like
They're delicious.
Do you like tomato paste?
It's on my pizza all the time.
All right, so now with 2 forks, we're going to shred the chicken. You simply hold down the chicken and you pull away from it with the fork.
I can't watch.
Alright guys, so the chicken is almost completely shredded. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put our ½ cup of corn into it. And we're just going to continue mixing this, and this is just about ready. It's just about ready to be placed into the tortillas.
Okay. Tortilla.
Tortillas.
It rolls off the tongue with the r's.
It's tortillas.
Tortilla.
Tortillas.
Hey, I'm just a world. I'm only 65 million years old.
I guess you know better.
You got it.
Alright guys, so now the chicken mix is completely done. It's completely shredded. Do you see that, Globian?
I sure do.
It looks great. So now we're going to take our tortillas and we're going to put them inside of that chili sauce.
Let's do it.
Just like that. And now we're going to fill the tortilla with the chicken mixture.
I noticed you put corn in there.
Yeah, the corn is optional. You do not have to put in corn. I usually don't, but today I felt like putting them in there. So you can definitely add it.
Yes, I requested it.
Globian did request it. All right, so now we're just going to roll up the tortilla just like that. And now you have the beautiful enchilada. And you're just going to put that all the way to the side, and we're going to continue filling them up until we're all done.
You got it.
Alright guys, so in this baking dish, I'm only going to be putting 5 enchiladas. Now, I do have a bigger baking dish, but I'm not going to make that many today. Now, the amount of chicken mix that we made today and the sauce can actually be good for about 15 to 20 enchiladas,
Holy moly.
depending how much you fill it with.
Caliente.
Muy caliente. Also, you can make enchiladas out of cheese, which is actually what I like. I like to eat cheese enchiladas as well.
That's because you're nuts.
But that's it, guys. Now I'm just going to put the cheese over, and I'm going to sprinkle the parsley on top. Put it into the preheated oven at 350 degrees. I'm going to leave it in there for about 15 to 20 minutes, and that's all done.
Oh boy.
Alright guys, and there you have it, your enchiladas.
That's global.
That is global. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching.
Please subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.